Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Covering both sides of the big issues with the analysis you trust. Jeff Angelo on News Radio 1040 WHO and the iHeartRadio app.
Hour number 2 of Need to Know with Jeff Angelo, News Radio 1040 WHO. Think of yourself as a young person and the stupid things you did. You just conjure up something in your mind, and you did something dumb, and there it sits in your memory bank. It's different for our kids now, because you can do dumb stuff online, and you know what that saying is, the internet is forever. So you might not be surprised to hear there's a movement that would actually allow young people under 16 years of age to have their online data permanently deleted. Let's talk to technology attorney and cybersecurity expert Marcus Harris. He is on the Lippman Law Newsmaker line. Marcus, welcome to WHO in Des Moines. Good morning.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
I would imagine, Marcus, one of the things that came to my mind when I was reading about this effort was how many times I've told my kids, look, you don't want to do this thing, and then they go ahead and do this thing. And we're now seeing that, Marcus, on the internet, aren't we?
Well, no matter how many times you tell your kids to not do something, inevitably they're going to do it. I think the stakes today are higher than they've ever been, Jeff. You've got Snapchat, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got all sorts of social media platforms. Some of them, I've never used and I'm not familiar with, but, rest assured your kids are, and certainly they're taking advantage of those. Frankly, I don't think they have, the mental capacity certainly that an adult has to be thinking long-term and to be thinking of the consequences that can arise by posting, whatever they're posting.
Right.
So I think, go ahead.
Yeah, so what is the effort here, Marcus? What would you like to see happen?
Well, I think it's pretty clear, and I don't think there's much controversy over this. There's a major data privacy law that's going to be enacted in Europe at the end of this month, and in the U.S., I'll say unfortunately, and I don't think that's that controversial, but some people will disagree with me, there's really a hodgepodge of laws in the United States, and there's no kind of uniform set standard with respect to the protection of data privacy, both for adults and certainly for children. Let me be specific, teenagers specifically.
Yeah.
And I think that what should come down the pike and what has actually been proposed, by Congress when Zuckerberg was testifying about the Facebook fiasco, was something that's called the Digital Privacy Bill of Rights, which is a bill that has been proposed that would actually do what this data law in Europe already is going to do, and that's going to allow teenagers to be able to just wipe clean their digital record, their online life, so that it doesn't haunt them and follow them, for the rest of their lives, to be quite serious with it.
And Marcus, being serious about it, I smile about it as a parent because you're exactly right that I tell my kids don't do this and then they go ahead and do this thing. But I think what I hear the concern is, and I agree with you, is that this stuff can come back to haunt you when you're pursuing a career, and it's got long-term implications if you were dumb about something that you put on the internet as a kid, doesn't it?
Oh, it has huge implications. I mean, and it really goes beyond just seeking, employment in your career, which I think is bad enough. But, these kinds of videos now and tweets and these types of things that you send when you're 16 or 17 or 15, they can certainly haunt you for a very long time. And it's not just the things that you're posting, but it's the things that your friends are posting. There's online bullying. There's videos of you doing something stupid. These types of things are going to have an impact on you as a young person when you're trying to get started, and it can really be detrimental. And I think it makes a lot of sense for the United States to follow the European lead and provide these young people, with some means for erasing some of the silly things that they've posted and done in this digital world. I don't think that adults really fathom the scope of the intrusion of these phones and these social media platforms in our children's lives. I mean, it's just a different world than when you and I grew up.
Well, and Marcus, you just brought up the point that other people can be posting really bad things about you on the internet. So under this Bill of Rights, Privacy Bill of Rights for kids, could I also erase something that my parents put online that ultimately I think is bad for me long term?
theoretically, I mean, if the data is about you, and it's something that is objectionable to you that's going to have a detrimental effect, I think it makes a lot of sense for you to be able to delete that data, no matter who the individual that posted it is. I mean, whether it's your friend, your parents, a loved one, they may not be thinking clearly about the impact that that's going to have, on your future and what you want to do with your life. And I think, it goes beyond, these funny pictures that your mom posts on Facebook.
Right.
As a kid. I mean, it could be something from, a predator, some kind of, uncle that doesn't have good intentions for you. Those are the types of things that we're talking about. I don't think anybody's, trying to give these kids a free pass and let them shirk their responsibility. Then that's not what this is about. I mean, this is about, being able to have the right to live your life with some privacy. I mean, in our day, you get bullied and picked on the playground. That's it. It's over. It doesn't live forever on the internet and haunt you for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? It's not, that bad decision you made when you stole a candy bar when you were 14 years old and, got arrested by the police. These days your friend takes the video of that and it's going to be online forever. Those are the types of things that we're talking about.
Marcus, I guess the biggest question you'll face is who makes the judgment call of what gets wiped off?
Well, that's one of the most important questions, and I think once you've hit some level of competence, I think it probably would make sense for the teenager themselves once they get to a certain age to be able to make that decision. But I think ultimately when they're underage, it really does lie with the parents, and the parents are going to have to make some of those decisions on behalf of the children.
Marcus, where would I go for more information about this effort? I know a lot of listeners are just hearing about it for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a variety of information online, and my website, softwarenegotiation.com, has blog posts and links to other websites that detail what the bill is and what efforts are being taken by the government and by organizations outside the government to deal with this effort.
Technology attorney and cybersecurity expert Marcus Harris. Marcus, thanks. Real thought-provoking stuff this morning. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.